Greetings and welcome back to Medieval Engineers. So I decided to take a little break from making war machines like the ballista and the catapult because, well, I attempted to make the ballista a little more mobile by placing it on some sort of platform so that it can aim in different ways, but I soon found out that the physics in the game are still somewhat unreliable, and with the merest vibration the whole machine fell apart. So I kind of put that on hold and I shifted my attention to gears. As you can see here, there's a lot of gears lying around. Some of these work, some of these don't, but from all of them I did learn quite a bit about this whole thing. So as you can see, there's a few mounted here and most of these work. So these gears I mostly use for differentials, which is changing the angular velocity of rotation basically. So let's take a look at this one. As you can see, this is a gear with 4 teeth or arms, however you may say it, and this one is one with 8. So this is 4 to 8. This means that the angular velocity of this one will be twice as much, will be half as much as this one. And let's take a look at how it works. So at full speed, most of these things work very good. As you can see, there is almost no friction, everything goes very smoothly. And we still have some others. For example, this one that I needed. I will show you soon enough why I need all this stuff. I do have a plan. I didn't just make them just to have gears. That would be maybe a little bit silly. So this one is going from 4 to 6. So this means that the angular velocity is multiplied by 2/3, so it does decrease a little bit. So as you can see, this is a 4 and this is a 4. However, this one will rotate a lot slower than this one. Well, that may be a little difficult to notice due to the speed at which I turn. If you do it a little bit slower, maybe you will notice, but anyway. And we still have a few others. This one here, a 4 to 5. This may look a little bit odd, but it does work most of the times. I still need to work on this one. So at high speeds it works flawlessly, as do most of the gears here. But however, I do not need gears that work on high speeds. I need gears that work on very, very slow speeds. And this one sometimes jams. So it is very difficult to try and calibrate them. Sometimes you need to move them a little bit forward, sometimes a little bit back. Sometimes you may need to make the arms a little longer or shorter, and yes, it's quite difficult. And as you can see, I had a lot of failures, but I had a lot of nice ones as well. Let's see, do I have any other ones? Yes, these are the newest ones. I was making some to go from 4 to 8. Just like this one, but different, because this one ended up not being very reliable when it comes to slow speeds. So let's see if I can do this. So while it will continue turning, as you can see right now, this one will stop pushing. Oh no, wait, this is the good part. Wait. It's this one that's a problem. So this one will stop pushing, and as you can see, it flies a little bit forward. It's not ideal. You'll get a much better example of all of this in a moment, but at high speeds it's very good. Now what else? Oh yes, and this is the new one. This one works a little bit better. It looks very unconventional. Just look at this thing. You'd say, why does it look like this? Well, because I found out that apparently this is the best way. Or well, I might soon enough find out an even better way, but still, looking at when this one leaves and when this one comes in to push, I need to have a continuous push, and this is almost as close as I can get. And ironically, this one does not work properly when it's at high speed. As you can see, it will soon enough start to jam. As you can see, it's slowed down, so yes, but that's no problem. It works very good at slow speeds. And now let's take a look at why exactly I need all these gears. I've set up a different workshop here, and maybe you can guess what this is supposed to become eventually. It's been running for about an hour now, so it hasn't jammed, but as you can see, it does jump, and if you haven't guessed it already, it's supposed to be a clock. Or, well, it will be, so obviously the two dials will eventually be at the same place, which will be a challenge on its own for various reasons. Maybe you can think of some reasons yourself, but once you start making diagrams and pictures, you find out that there's a lot of stuff to mess around with. So yeah, the whole clock will be powered by a rotor, as you can see here, and well, I needed a whole bunch of differentials by using gears basically to make sure that I can slow down this thing. So this thing turns in around 15 seconds, which means it's about 4 times as fast as a second dial would be, and that is 240 times faster than the minute dial, and then you multiply by 12 and then you get the hour dial. So I need a lot of these things. I know exactly how many, but I kind of forgot. It's somewhere on a paper here, but it's fully scribbled with all basic math stuff. So yes, so it does work, but as you can see, sometimes it will jump, and that is something I want to avoid by making some better gears that are more continuous. Let's take a look. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's not ideal. So how many minutes would that have been? I don't know, about 5 minutes in one jump, so that's not very good. So yeah, also this one is kind of a placeholder, well, this rotor here, because eventually there will be a whole set of gears behind this minute dial, and then we'll have the rotor which will power all these things. And yeah, so what else do I have to say? Well, that it's a very big challenge, and obviously they will be turning the other way, but that will be handled before we get to the minute dial. So yes, and it's very challenging, and eventually I want to place this whole thing in a clock tower. So I will need to make sure that I can compact everything as much as possible, possibly try and replace certain gears with more compact ones, which will be quite difficult because, yes, as you can see, with the amount of blocks that we are given, you cannot do, well, you can do a lot, but you are certainly very much limited. But at least it works. Somewhat. Either way, that's pretty much just an update on what I've been doing. I guess maybe tomorrow, or, well, I guess an update will be around every day or every 2 days, depends if I have something to show. But I will continue working on the clock. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.